Kristen Redmond, Star Colonel. A brilliant fighter and tactician who places honor of the clan above all, Star Colonel Kristen Redmond is the true clan warrior. For the glory of Clan Jade Falcon, she leads her troops into battle against seemingly impossible odds. She controls her reckless streak well enough not to take foolish chances. However, though willing to risk quite a bit for the victory, she would throw her unit blindly into battle. They have no chance of winning. Despite her natural impulse towards aggressiveness, she knows when to gamble and when to not. The only flaw displayed by this otherwise exemplary MechWarrior is her ongoing feud with her longtime rival, Nikolai Malthus. In recent months, the bitter feud between Malthus and Redmond has led to the Star Colonel to confuse Clan Jade Falcon honor with her own personal honor to justify taking on engagements simply to match him. Her desire to bury Malthus in an avalanche of her own heroic feats has allowed her to indulge in her reckless tendencies and has begun to seriously impair her judgment. The need to be better than Nikolai Malthus is becoming more important to Kristen Redmond than the overall good of the clan or obedience to follow orders of her superior. Shrewd, calculating, and fiercely proud, Kristen Redmond rarely backs down when she has committed herself and her command to a course of action. A bold and tenacious fighter, she accepts defeat only if the good of the clan requires it, and even then she regards such losses as temporary retreats that serve a larger strategy. As a blood-named warrior, Star Colonel Redmond is assured a place in her clan's genetic legacy unless some deep disgrace should befall her. She will do anything in her power to make her legacy a glorious one. Welcome back, Mech Warriors. This is Obob10025, and just give a brief history of the Vulture. The Mad Dog was designed by Clan Smoke Jaguar as a second-generation Omnimech based on the original heavy Omnimech Lupus of Clan Coyote. The Mad Dog also used some of the molds of the Clan Wolf Timberwolf Omnimech. However, despite using some of the molds, which might be viewed as a high praise, the Mad Dog was named as a slur to the Lupus and Timberwolf and to the Clan Wolf and Clan Coyote. Because of widespread production, most clans maintain a large number of Mad Dogs in their inventory. Now, it's not a bad mech to say. It's one of the better mechs out there. I've seen a lot of good builds with this, especially with the SRM6s. You have 3 on each side and then some type of support weapons. Not a bad build, actually, but it is one of the bad things about this mech. It is a 60-ton paper-thin armor mech, so you really have to watch out what you're doing, and you're more of a support mech than anything else. In the game, in the tabletop game, you mostly just use the LRMs from range, and then use these from range as well too, and don't really engage that much. But let's go to the mech lab here. As a 60-ton mech, it's a heavy-ton mech. So it has 2 LRM-20s, 2 tons of ammo, which is really hinders the mech itself. In the games that I played, you'll see I ran out of LRM-20 really quick. I use those first before anything that I engage with the large pulse and then the medium pulse lasers. 2 large pulse lasers, 2 medium pulse lasers, and the armor is paper thin, if you can see. Now, obviously, like as a mech warrior, you would bring this down probably about 8 or 10, and then bring this up by 24 points, and then obviously you bring these down a little bit and gain some more right and left torso armor and arms as well. Legs, you can probably go about 50 around there, but of course this is a lore build. Now the firepower, unfortunately though, once you get rid of these missiles, you'll be going down to about 38 points of damage, or 38 alpha strike with the 2 large pulses and 2 medium pulse lasers. So it's really not that effective as far as the lore build in the game, but in tabletop it's a very effective mech to go and use. So there's differences when you bring a tabletop to an online game. They can't really get the figures or the feel for it transferred over, but still it's not a bad mech nonetheless. Now as for skills, I only had 7 points to spend on this because I used this a little bit, but I mainly went for the operations tree just for the heat gen, because the heat gen is like 0.96, but of course once you get rid of the LRMs it's going to go up higher or once you use the ammo. What I would recommend though is definitely getting operations tree maxed out if you can. Definitely get a couple torso twists like inside here, because you want a torso twist to spread your damage as much as possible. Survival tree, max this out as possible, and then whatever type of weapon you be using, Gauss, LBX, AC cannons, like whatever you're using on this side, lasers on this, and then missiles if you're going to be primarily a support missile mech. I'll definitely use these here. Weapon groupings, I went with the large pulse on 2 on the first button, the second button the medium pulse lasers, and third button the LRM-20s, because I figured I'll be blowing through these really quick, and then I'll have 1 and 2 buttons and that's it. As far as heat-wise, it's not going to really be too much of a trouble as far as heat-wise, so I'm not too worried about it. Camo specs. I couldn't really get the all red. I think it is like for Kristen Redmond, so all green. So I just went with a white. I probably could go with a green. Yeah, probably I'll go with a green. That sounds a little bit better for Jade Falcon actually. Yeah, go with green there. Let's go with a lighter green and another. Yeah, that'd be more Jade Falconish. So let's go with that. Be a lot better. And for the cockpit, obviously you want to put Jade Falcon Warhorn, Jade Falcon Claw, and then the clan sidearm to get the feel of being a true Jade Falcon warrior, and not use and not use House Steiner Warhorns or anything else. But overall, though, it's not too bad of a mech. I used it a couple times, and it did fairly well. About 500, 600 points of damage. Of course, a lot of that's from actually LRMs. But once you get rid of the LRMs, the heat management will go up. The armor's kind of paper thin, like I said. The firepower goes down as soon as you lose it at the 2 tons of ammo. Now, obviously, on a normal build, probably bring this down to 15s and then get a lot more ammo if you can. But anyways, this is a lower build, so we can't touch it and do anything to it. So let's go check out the footage. Gunner till we're by D4, so go ahead and get out of there.
Delta 4, Charlie 4. Turn around.
New target acquired.
Good job, Stabby. Watch out behind us over by D4. actually not a bad match.
Target acquired.
Whew. Damn. I was gonna die in the beginning. I'm like, holy crap, we're gonna get overrun. 388, it's not too bad. Most of that's actually missiles too. I did overheat a lot though. That's another like issue. I mean, for overall though, I would say it's okay. Yeah. How to get to play with Stabby McStabberson. He's awesome. I like that guy. I love that name. Okay, let's go back and go ahead and see what we got here. One of the things that we could change on it. Lore-wise, it's really hard to do, to tell you the truth. For a simple fact is everyone wants to min-max everything, and they don't want to play with low armor and everything else. And it was hard. I played a couple games, and I'll show you some of the stats of like what I did. But oh my god, it was. Some games I was like, oh, this sucks. I can't play this. And then some games like this. I mean, 388 is not the most damage in the whole wide world, but it was more of a NASCAR, so it couldn't actually keep up with 81 miles per hour. Here we go. So, I did get the box. That was kind of cool. I mean, overall though, it's an okay lore build, but like I said, transferring from a tabletop to a online game, you can't get the same feeling, because I know in tabletop I wouldn't mind actually having these, and even with one ton of ammo, do a lot of damage in tabletop. As far as like everything else, it really had a really bad heat management issue. Even when I fired only large lasers and pulse lasers, the LRMs I went through really quick. Of course, with only 2 tons of ammo, you could probably bring these down to LM15s and get a lot more ammo, plus a lower fire rate. I think it's what, 4, I think, for clans, is it? LM15. It's 4.3 compared to 20, which is 4.6, so 0.3. Then also you can modify with the skills and everything else. So I mean, overall though, it's not bad. I wouldn't take it more than what I'm doing now as a lore build. Like I said, I'll just raise the armor, 15s, maybe even just go with beating pulse lasers. I don't know. It just all depends on how you feel about this mech. And then obviously with Omnipods, you can switch out to do whatever you want to be on this mech itself. Like you have a bunch more streaks or LRMs or whatever you want to do for it. Then the arms, you do Gauss rifle rounds. It has base armor 20, so that definitely adds into it. Oh god, I would definitely do that. 20 more points of armor, so you have 40, you have 60 points of armor. Yeah, that'd be nice actually. And then, same thing with this one, another 20 more points. So 2 Gauss rounds, and then a bunch of lasers or something like that, like in the torsos. They have any lasers? No, they don't actually. But you could do like, streaks or SRM6s or something like that, or even 2 15s or 10s or something like that. So anyways, it's not too bad. It's, like I said, wouldn't bring it out on the battlefield too many times. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is the Kristen Redmond's Vulture or Mad Dog for the clans, Vulture for the Inner Sphere lore build. Check out the other episodes, and see you on the battlefield.